I'm going to be playing my Hobbit deck against the Oath in the Dark of Mirkwood scenario pack. And the heroes are Tom Cotton. He's an 8 threat tactics hero. 1/1/3/3 Hobbit. While you're engaged with an enemy with an engagement cost higher than your threat, the first Hobbit ally you play each round does not require a resource match. Response. After a Hobbit ally enters play, it gets +2 attack until the end of the round. And we have Falco Boffin. He's a 7 threat lore hero. 2/2/02 Hobbit. Falco Boffin gets -1 threat cost for each Hobbit hero you control. Action. Discard Falco to reduce your threat by 7. Limit once per game. And the third hero is Frodo Baggins, a 7 threat leadership hero. 2/1/2/2 Hobbit. Response. After Frodo Baggins commits to a quest, spend 1 resource from his resource pool to ready another unique character committed to the quest. If you quest successfully this phase, reduce your threat by 1. So my total starting threat is 7, 15, 19. So we're starting out in secrecy. For our opening hand. We're going to take a bolt mulligan. There's no secrecy cards. Steward of Gondor, Resourceful, Pippin, Out of the Wild, Timely Aid, and a Build a Pony. That's better. "1A. After the Raid. Search the encounter deck for 1 copy of Eves of Mirkwood and Goblin Troop. Add Eves of Mirkwood to the staging area and set Goblin Troop aside out of play. Shuffle the encounter deck." There's the Goblin Troop. We're setting that aside. And here's the Eves of Mirkwood. While the Eves of Mirkwood is the active location, look, encounter cards cannot be canceled. "1B. 9 quest points." Got Rosie. We're going to play a Resourceful onto Frodo. We're going to play a Out of the Wild. Its cost is reduced by 2 because we are in secrecy. You get to search the top 5 cards of the encounter deck and remove 1 card that's non-objective and worth no victory points and add it to the victory display. We're going to get rid of the goblins that are upon you. Now we're going to play a timely aid. You search the top 5 cards of our deck for an ally and put it into play. Well, we have only one option. We got Farmer Maggot. And we can put, no, we don't have any Sam in play. Okay, go to the questing phase. We're going to quest for 2, 4. Goblin Trail. So we quested unsuccessfully by 1. Now we're going to travel to the Eaves of Mirkwood and go to the next round. Draw a card, Warden of Healing. We're going to put a Steward of Gondor on the Tom Cotton. Now we're going to add 2 resources and spend 2 and put a Pippin into play. Now we're going to go to the quest phase. And quest for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And there is 3 in the staging area. And it's Surge. Each player returns 1 enemy. Okay, if not, it gains Doom 2 and Surge. Doom 1 and Surge. The Goblin Sniper. So there's 6 in a stage area, so we quest successfully by 1. I'll put 1 progress onto the active location. Now we're going to engage the Goblin Runners. Now we're going to block with Tom Cotton. Deal 1 damage to an exhausted character you control. We're going to deal that to Farmer Maggot. And we go to the next round. We're going to put Rosy Cotton into play. We're going to put the Warden of Healing into play. And we also have to deal 1 damage to a character in play because of the Goblin Sniper. We'll deal that to Pippin. We're going to quest for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And there is 6 in the staging area. Or 5 in the staging area. Tangled Grove. X, where X is the number of locations in the staging area. And there's 2 locations in the staging area. So we have a total of 7. So we quest successfully by 1. And that clears the Ease of Mirkwood. Now we're going to travel to the Tangled Grove. We have to discard a random card. Build a pony. Now we're going to block with Tom Cotton. No shadow, no damage. And we go to the next round. Okay, we're going to spend 1 resource from Frodo's resource pool to say the ready Farmer Maggot after request. And we're going to quest for 8. And there is 5 in the staging area. We also had to deal another damage. Four, so we quest, it's a total of 9. We're going to exhaust Rosie to add 2 to Frodo to make us 10, so we quest successfully by 1. That puts 1 progress onto the active location. We reduce our threat by 1. Now we're going to optionally engage the Goblin Sniper and then play a Raise the Shire. After you engage an enemy, search the top 5 cards of your deck for a Hobbit ally and put it into play. Search your entire deck instead if the enemy's engagement cost is higher than your threat. Shuffle your deck. At the end of the round, if that ally is still in play, return it to your hand. So the enemy is higher than my threat. I'm going to get out Gaffer. We also ready up Pippin. Deal out shadow cards. We're going to block Goblin Runner with Tom Cotton. Attacking units +1. Return this enemy to staging area after it attacks. So it does 1 damage to Tom. And it goes back to the staging area. We're going to return Gaffer Gamgee to my hand to prevent the Goblin Sniper from attacking. And then we're going to attack back with Pippin and destroy it. And go to the next round. We're going to put a Hobbit Archer into play. We're going to put a Gaffer into play. We're going to quest for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we're going to spend 1 resource to ready up Farmer Maggot. And there's a total of 8 in the staging area. Why don't we quest this Gaffer to make 9? And 2. So there's 10. We're going to exhaust Rosy Cotton to make it 11. So we put 1 more progress onto the active location. And we reduce our threat by 1. We're going to engage the Goblin Runner. Block it with Tom Cotton. No shadow, no damage. Then we're going to attack back with the Hobbit Archer and Farmer Maggot and destroy him. Then we have to deal 1 damage to a character in play. We're going to do it to Falco. Now we go to the end of the round. Odo Proudfoot. We're going to exhaust Warden of Healing to heal up 1 damage from Falco and 1 damage from Frodo. Now we're going to quest for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then spend 1 resource to ready up Farmer Maggot. And there's a total of 9 in the staging area. spider den. Quest action. Search the encounter deck and discard pile for a spider emanating and put it into play. Engage with you. Okay, so we're going to do that action. And we're going to search for a spider. We're going to get the giant spider. So we broke even, but we're going to use Rosie to add 2 to Frodo. So we go up to 11. And request successfully by 2. That clears the Tangled Grove, puts 1 progress onto the quest, and reduces our threat by 1. Now we're going to travel to the spider den and engage the goblin sniper. That readies up Pippin. Deal out shadow cards. We had to use when that came to play. We had to exhaust Farmer Maggot. Now we're going to return Gaffer to my hand to prevent the giant spider from attacking. And we're going to block the goblin sniper with, or prevent the giant spider from attacking. We're going to block the goblin sniper with Tom. No shadow, no damage. Then we're going to attack with Pippin and destroy the goblin sniper. And we go to the next round. And since I have an enemy that has engagement cost higher than my threat engage with me, I can put in Odo Proudfoot because he doesn't require a resource match. Now I get to search the top 5 cards of my deck for a Hobbit ally and put it into my hand. We have no Hobbit allies. Now we're going to play a Resourceful onto Falco. And put a Gaffer into play. Now we're going to quest for 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Heal up these 2. And now we're going to spend 1 resource to ready up Odo. So we're requesting for 10, and there is a total of 3 in the staging area. Card, it's a Driven by Shadow. Each location and enemy in the staging area gets +1 threat. So it brings up to 4. So we quest successfully by 6. Clears out the spider den. And puts 2 progress onto the main quest and reduces our threat by 1. Now we are going to travel to the Goblin Trail, revealing the top card. It's a Goblin Scavenger. We have to discard the top card of our encounter or deck. Costs 3. Doesn't matter, we're not in the quest phase. Now we engage the Goblin Town Scavenger. Deal out shadow cards. We're going to return Gapper to my hand to prevent the giant spider from attacking. And we're going to block the Goblin Town Scavenger with Tom Cotton. And no shadow, no damage. Now we're going to use Odo Proudfoot to attack and destroy the Goblin Town Scavenger. And we go to the next round. Now, since I have an enemy with higher than my threat engages me, I can put Gapper into my hand into play without requiring a resource match. I'm going to put Gandalf into play and draw 3 cards. I'm going to put Ramen Small Barrow into play. Now we're going to quest. There is 0 in the staging area. Quest for 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And then we're going to ready up Gandalf. I can move this over to here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 14 against 0. Deal 2 damage to a character you control. Deal 2 damage to Gandalf. So we quest successfully by 14. It reduces our threat by 1. Put 6 onto the active location. Bring it down to 8. Then we put 8 onto the active location, and then 6 because of the Goblin Trail. And we go to the next stage. 2A, Mirkwood Forest. 2B, 12 Threat. When revealed, each player searches the encounter deck and discard pile for a forest location and adds it to the staging area. Shuffle the encounter deck. This stage cannot be defeated unless there are at least one copy of Goblin Trail in the victory display. We're going to get the forest gate. And we're doing that because we already have a Goblin Trail in the victory display. And this will give us to be able to draw some cards. Now we're going to travel to the forest gate. You get to draw 2 cards. We're going to block the giant spider with Tom Cotton. His attack is undefended, it's not. Then we're going to attack back with Gandalf and destroy the giant spider. And then we're going to heal up Farmer Maggot. And we go to the next round. Hobbit Archer. We're going to put a Scout Ahead into play. I'll put a Halfling Bounder into play. I'll play a Timely Aid for 4. And we have nothing. Now we're going to go to the questing phase. I'm going to quest for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We're going to spend 1 resource to ready up Farmer Maggot, and we're going to go towards Scout Ahead. Caught in a Web. Attach it to a character. And attach it to Tom Cotton. And I have to pay 2 resources to ready him. He's already got 15 resources on him. So we quested for successfully. So we quested successfully for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We reduce our threat by 1, and we quest successfully by 11. I put 7 onto the forest gate and clears Scout Ahead. So we get to look through the top 5 cards of the main deck. and put a card into the victory display. That's a non-objective and worth no victory points. We're going to put a Spiders of Mirkwood into the victory display. Now we can put these back in any order. Okay. Now we're going to go to the next round. Draw a card. Red Book of Westmarch. Put another healer into play. Now we're going to quest for one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, spend 1 resource and ready up Farmer Maggot. So we have a Goblin Runner that gains Surge, and each player in each location, each enemy in each location in the stationary gets +1. So we're up to 3. Now we're going to exhaust Rosie to make that 12. So we quest successfully by 9. And reduce our threat by 1. Now we're going to engage the Goblin Runner. Deal out a Shadow card. We're going to block with Tom Cotton. And choose and exhaust 1 character you control. We're going to exhaust a Warden. So no damage. Then we're going to attack back with Farmer Maggot and the Hobbit Archer and destroy the Goblin Runner. And we go to the next round. Now we're going to spend 2 resources to ready up Tom Cotton. Now we're going to put another resourceful onto Frodo Baggins. Now we're going to play a Red Book of West March. Now we're going to put that on the Falco. Now we'll put that on the Frodo also. Now each of our Hobbit characters get +1 willpower. Now we go into the quest phase. There's a total of 0 in the staging area. We need 2, so we need a quest for 5. We're in a quest for 3. 4, 5, 6. We reveal a wild wog, so we quest successfully by 4. Now we go to the next stage. 3A, the rear guard. When revealed, the first player adds the set-aside goblin troop to the staging area. Each other player reveals an encounter card and discards for a goblin enemy and adds it to the staging area. 3B, 6 quest points. This stage cannot be defeated while Goblin Troop is in play. When this stage is defeated, the heroes discover the trail to the Goblin's secret lair, and the players win the game. Well, the Wogs doesn't need to engage us, but we are optionally going to engage the Goblin Troop. And then we're going to return Gaffer to our hand to make it so he can't attack. And we need 9 to destroy it. We're going to attack with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This readied up, so 6, 7, 8, 9. And that's destroyed. And we go to the next round. Bywater Sheriff, put him into play. Put Hobbit Archer into play. Put a Gaffer into play. Now we need the quest for 8. 6 progress, and there's 2 in the staging area. So we're going to do what's called a YOLO quest. We're going to quest for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. And a quest for 24. So we reveal a card, and it's use a Mirkwood, so we quest successfully by 20. With 20 progress onto the main quest, and there's a win. Well, that's a nice swarm for a bunch of hobbits. It shows you how the Red Book of Westmarch can just overwhelm the game with willpower. And the trick of Gaffer Gamgee to prevent enemies from attacking. And the usefulness of Frodo Baggins for reducing your threat. Have a great day.